We send primetime hidden cameras where you work out. What we found on the weights, bikes, and in the showers. Germs everywhere, and even a strain that can be deadly. When Primetime Live returns after this from our ABC stations. Primetime Live continues, and now, Chris Cuomo.
We turn now to a Primetime Live hidden camera investigation in health clubs. As you were hitting the gym following up on that New Year's resolution, so were we, with our cameras and test kits looking for germs. We discovered something unexpected, and it could make you sick.
Come on! Harder! Give me more! Aye, aye, aye!
It's the New Year's rush at health clubs all over the country. Every January, there can be twice as many people working out as usual. They're looking for bigger arms, massive chests, firmer everything. And they could get all that along with a lot of something they don't want: germs. We sent some of our primetime staffers for a workout with something special in their gym bags. A testing kit. They're doing an undercover investigation, swabbing everything in sight. The machines, the free weights, the exercise areas, the locker rooms, even the showers, especially the showers.
What are the concerns that are expressed to you by new members?
Cleanliness, first and foremost.
Jeff Bodar runs the New York Health and Racket Club, one place we did not test. His gym makes sure there are spray bottles with disinfectant on every exercise floor.
If you run a dirty gym, you're not going to have customers. Simple as that. They want to see cleaners cleaning. They want to walk through the bathrooms. They want to see it. They want to touch it. They want to smell.
It'd be a lot better if you're working out and you come into the locker room and it's fresh, it's clean. You don't have to worry about anything dirty.
Spend a lot of time here, you get very sweaty. You don't want to share sweat with everybody in the club.
Your skin is covered with millions and millions of germs. So think about it. When you sweat, they come pouring off.
But germs in gyms are not exactly a priority for health authorities. For example, in New York and Los Angeles, a health department will come to a gym about once a year. But even then, they're usually looking at pools for proper chlorine and filtration levels. Unless there is a specific complaint, no one comes out to inspect health clubs for germs.
Maybe they should.
The gym is an unusually effective place for the transmission of germs.
Yes. Microbiologist Dr. Philip Tierno wrote the book on germs, and he says all those people, all that exposed skin, and all that sweat can become a perfect storm for spreading infections.
You are not using that one machine exclusively for yourself. You're leaving that machine and someone else follows you and your germs that you leave behind.
And can you really pick up germs from a machine that simply?
Yes, you can. 80% of all infectious disease is transmitted by contact.
It's as simple as that. A sick person uses a machine, I then use it next, touch the same hand rest, and then touch my eye, I can get sick.
You can. By the time the 50th person uses that machine, there may be potential pathogens there.
So what would our testers find, and where would they find it? What areas of the gyms would be the worst? We sent our samples to Dr. Tierno's lab at New York University Hospital.
So you got a lot of nice, heavy growth.
Our swabs came out of the tubes and into Petri dishes to see if anything would grow. A few days later, well, put it this way, if only our muscles grew as well.
This is a typical Staph aureus, Klebsiella, Enterobacter, and E. coli. This is a typical bacillus organism.
Germs in gyms? We found them practically everywhere we looked.
What are the high-risk areas in the gym?
Any article that is used by multiple people in quick sequence, such as dumbbells, seats where people may bike or where people may sit down to lift weights.
And we didn't even think to check one place Dr. Tierno says we should have. You'd think carpet would be a plus in a health club. Tierno says it's only nice if you're a germ.
Carpets are the most foolish thing I see in a gym. Carpet should not be even in a home. They're reservoirs of germs.
So carpet is a germ sponge. Germ sponge.
Absolutely. A reservoir of germs. Bad idea.
As for what we did check, here are some examples. A lateral pull-down machine. Bacillus comes from the soil, so it was obviously on someone's shoes. An exercise bike took lots of germs for a ride, including Candida. Any woman who's experienced yeast infections knows this one. And on the dumbbells, E. coli? E. coli is the most common bacteria found in human feces, and it was the most common germ found in our tests.
So you found evidence of feces in places that have nothing to do with a lavatory at the gym. How is that E. coli getting around?
Unfortunately, we as humans are bathed in our microorganisms.
The worst place of all? The shower floor.
This 13 is from the shower.
If I go in the shower after somebody else, are there a lot of germs there, or is that a little bit of a myth?
No, unfortunately, germs do survive in the shower, on walls and on the floor.
Now, are you going to let me know that you didn't really find that much, so it's not that big a deal? Or did you find it in amounts that I'm not going to want to hear?
I found it in hordes, unbelievable quantities. We use the word innumerable. Innumerable.
It is a sickening image, but according to Dr. Tierno, E. coli, like most of what we found, won't necessarily make you sick.
You just don't want that stuff on you, in the first place. I don't want to be walking around in somebody else's funk.
You wear your little slippers, and you're okay. But just as easily as those non-pathogenic germs touch those surfaces, we can have more pathogenic forms touch them. That's the point.